Hey, how you doing? It's me, Tony Salome, your good pal from your favorite reality show, 90 Minute Fiancé. I've got a new deal for you that you won't be able to deny. Cryptocurrencies have been a huge market for a couple of months now, and NFTs are selling like ass cakes. So I thought to myself, hey Tony, how you gonna capitalize off this digital age of collectibles? Well, I'll tell you. It's called Crypto Titties. Each pair of Crypto Titties is a unique pair of breastises that I photographed while hiding in the changing room of a Macy's department store. You got big titties, medium titties, and itty-bitty titties, if that's what you're into. Crypto Titties are now on Rarible for 4 Ethereum, which is somewhere around $8,000 per pair, plus the $200 miner's fee. And the miner fees to transfer Ethereum into your wallet. Come on, just pay those fees. I already paid like hundreds of dollars to mint these non-fungible tokens of boobs that didn't want to be photographed. But hey, it's art, and no one can say otherwise. So get all your Ethereums in order and give them to me. Get yourself some Crypto Titties. Buy them for your family. Show them to your friends. Whatever, man. Do what you want. Just give me money so I can buy more film for my Polaroid camera that I use to... nothing. I don't use... No. Anyways, Crypto Titties. Yeah, just buy them.
Ladies and gentlemen, the short news with your host, Alex Mador.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Short News Podcast. I'm Alex Mador, and this is the show where we make fun of people in power for being incompetent. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I really do. It was pretty fun for me. I actually watched some UFC on Saturday. It was in the afternoon, so I didn't fall asleep this time at like 9 p.m. I didn't watch every fight, but I was watching this one dude, Alvey, I think his name was, get like punched repeatedly and choked into submission by this other dude. At some point, his body just gave up and he dropped to the floor like a rag doll. Shit was insane. Other than that, I've been sleeping a lot. Thursday and Friday, I was recovering from the vaccine side effects, which were pretty much me feeling tired for those couple of days. Somehow, I was able to power through the last podcast episode on Thursday. I don't know how, but I'm glad it worked out. Right after that, I went straight into my OCD support group on Clubhouse, and we had our first troll in the history of the club. We were talking about some really serious shit that's happened to us, and this dude joins the room and is like, "What's up, man? How you doing?" And I'm like, good. How are you, man?" He's like, "Not much, just smoking and chilling, man." Which was disrupting the whole conversation, which is about mental illness and OCD. And we were like, and he was like, what are you guys talking about? And I tell him, "Oh, we're talking about how our recent episodes of OCD compulsions have like affected us." And he goes, "Oh, OCD is for vaginas, man." And everyone just is just silent, and I have to like find the ban button or whatever it is, like block and ban, get rid of that dude, don't let him come in again type of thing. But it bothered me for the rest of the session, even though I didn't say anything about it. It pissed me off that mental illness is seen as some pussy shit when all of us are going through it in some sort of way. That not only invalidates people who are struggling with it, but also misgenders something that all genders can suffer from, making men less likely to ever open up about these types of things. Listen, I'm a sucker for emasculation. Anytime someone would call me a pussy, I would have to prove that I wasn't. That's why I got into so much trouble at college, other than my need to self medicate. That shit is toxic. We need to rethink how we gender and misgender certain actions and feelings. If I'm suffering through something, I shouldn't be called a little girl or a pussy because it's negatively affecting me, and no one else should go through that either. It just invalidates people's suffering. I'm all about breaking gender roles. Like that shit was just made up by us, by humans a long time ago. Like that's why before all this stuff actually like I actually thought it was kind of cool that James Charles was in the makeup industry, even though men are told they can't wear makeup, and he made a whole career out of that. I had respect for him back then, but that was before all the predatory stuff came out. Now it all gets canceled out, and I can only see the negatives of it. That's why I was complaining about all these men being the faces of the beauty industry, which is kind of fucked up, even though everyone should be allowed to do what they want. Like, I guess what I mean is we need to highlight more female creators in the beauty space because they worked really hard to pioneer the industry forever and aren't getting enough credit for it. I don't know what the best approach is to removing toxic masculinity from our society, especially when you have people like Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro saying we need to bring back manly men, which is a made up idea in order to reinforce gender roles that don't actually make sense. People like that get so mad when Harry Styles wears a dress when it's not their fucking business whether or not men want to conform to stupid and damaging stereotypes and norms created by people hundreds of years ago to enforce societal roles on specific genders. We don't need that. We've evolved past that. People can be who they want now. We have a better understanding of identity and how it's not black and white, and it's so much deeper than that. I know really masculine guys that paint their nails just because they feel like it. Dudes should be allowed to do what they want. If that's what they want, they should be able to do that. I remember when I was 5, I wanted earrings so badly that I made some out of beads and string at daycare. And my mom was pissed because she didn't want her son to be girly. She made me throw them out. And that's based on gender roles that she was indoctrinated into this in the 70s. And I don't blame her, but that doesn't mean things shouldn't change. So in conclusion, we shouldn't discourage men from speaking out about their mental health by making them fear being seen as vaginas, like that knucklehead on Clubhouse said. It's such a shitty take. And I think it's time we grow up a little bit and let people be themselves for once. What else has been going on this week? I've been playing a lot of Minecraft. I discovered a village, and as soon as I discovered it, some zombies showed up and killed every single villager, and I was horrified. Like, I just met these people. Now I watched them all get slaughtered. It was tragic. Like, there was nothing I could do. So, dude, I did what you shouldn't do in Minecraft. I went into creative mode, repopulated the place, and then I discovered that there are some raiders in a building right outside of the village. So I go over there, burn down their towers, start killing a bunch of like raiders, but once I realize they're overpowering me, I get back to the village because I think I'm safe there. And they followed me back to the village and slaughtered all the villagers. So I watched these dudes get annihilated twice, and then I get killed and lose half my shit, which was some good shit. So now I'm mad. I'm saying words that like are angry and mean and like at my computer, and it's not good. But Minecraft is still fun regardless. I love how elaborate it is for such a simple looking game. Those raiders fucking suck though. And then there's the creepers. Every time you think things are fine, you turn around and one of these fuckers happens to be right behind you and explodes, destroying everything you've just built in that area. It seems like the game just wants to just wants you to punch your computer screen. Oh great, my bank. I think my bank is calling about some sort of servicing issue. Um, Other than that in school, though, not much is going on. I'm looking forward to being able to see my family in a week and a half. That's super exciting. I miss seeing people. I feel like I've been held captive or something in this apartment for over a year. I sold some NFTs, though, and have been getting more into NBA Top Shot because that seems like out of all the NFT stuff, that's going to be around for a really long time. And I think the same company, Dapper Labs, is working on one for the UFC. which is even cooler than NBA because it involves collecting moments of violence, like looping clips of dudes getting concussions over and over again. Speaking of athletics, I watched this documentary over the weekend called Athlete A. I know I'm probably really late on this since it came out in 2020, but if you haven't seen it, I really highly recommend this. I usually don't recommend films, but this one's a documentary, and I will recommend those if they're good. It's about the U.S. Elite Gymnastics Organization and the shady shit they've been up to for decades. This one doctor, Larry Nassar, was up to some really messed up shit with underage gymnasts, and they obviously didn't consent. They're not even old enough to consent. And fuck that guy. He's a piece of shit. I usually don't support someone being fucked in the ass in prison, but that dude needs his torn open after all the shit he's done. They hate predators in jail. They treat them the worst out of everyone. But it seems like there's predators everywhere. Like people that you think you can trust, people that have a lot of fame and power or money or all of the above. This shit is becoming a pattern, and I don't like it at all. For example, these Jake Paul allegations. Yes, we need more evidence before calling someone something they may or may not be. But at the same time, if you listen to what the victim is saying, it doesn't sound far fetched at all. And Jake hasn't even come out to deny it. You guys know I'm not a fan of Jake at all. I like Logan a lot more. He's just not as much of an absolute wreck as Jake, and that makes him automatically better. Even with the whole Japanese forest thing that he really fucked up on, still, Logan is better. Because I chalk that up to shock at discovering a hanging body. I wouldn't know how to react in that. It's freaky. What he should have done, though, is turn the cameras off, and that's where he went wrong. If he just did that, that never would have happened. But what Jake did, allegedly, dude could be in a shit ton of trouble if this girl presses charges. The dude has just been banging barely legal girls one after the other, apparently, and it might be starting to catch up with him. He doesn't seem to understand based on the story, I guess, allegedly, he doesn't seem to understand what consent is, based on what this young lady says. But I'll let her tell it because I don't want to mince her words. So I've got it pulled up here. It's like 20 minutes, so I don't know if we'll go through the whole thing, but we'll go through the important parts. Are there timestamps that I can do? Let me see in the comments. Come on, show me where specifically are the allegations. I'm just looking at the comments. Not surprised he did this. You aren't ruining his career at all. Okay. Proud of you. That type of thing. Yeah, most of these people say we have your back and we believe you, but there's people on Twitter that I'm like friendly arguing with. I don't know why I'm wasting my time with them, but whatever. Let's look at this. It says please watch the full video before commenting.
Hi. I feel really kind of awkward right now.
Oh, she's
because
young.
I think about this a lot. I think about it every single day, but I've never said anything about it because a couple different reasons. One, I don't want to ruin someone's career for something that they did. Is it like I feel guilty even though I was the one who was assaulted? This happened last year. I haven't said anything. That's why I was too embarrassed. I was too feeling guilty, even though it's not my fault. I guess I should start by saying how I knew him. This story is about Jake Paul. I was going to use a fake name, but if someone else, another girl is in a situation like me and thinks that it's just someone that's nice and sweet, like he's not. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and use his real name. It was Jake Paul. So I will start with how I knew him, I guess, and when it happened. It happened the summer before all this COVID stuff was happening. That's another reason I was afraid
July 20th, 2019. Okay. Damn. So that was a couple years ago. Almost gonna be 2 years since that. Fuck, that's crazy. All right, I won't pause it too much. I'll try not to pause it too much because I know that probably bothers some people.
Say anything about it because so much time has gone by. The time going by doesn't change anything. It still happens and I still think about it every single day since it has happened. I didn't watch any of Jake Paul's videos. I knew who he was. I knew his name. Like, his face is literally everywhere on like book covers and stuff. Like, it would be really hard to not know who he is. But I have never seen, still have never seen any of his videos. So how I met him was through a mutual friend, and I don't want to throw my friends under the bus because they're my friends, they're nice to me. So I was hanging out with my friend Becca, fake name, and she was like, oh my god, I'm bored, let's hang out with some cute boys. I was like, I know cute boys, let's hang out with Michael, fake name, by the way. I texted Michael and I was like, hey, what are you doing? It's been a while, let's hang out. And he was like, yeah, I'm down, come to the studio tonight. And I was like, bet. With Becca, we drove over to the address to the studio. What do you know, when we get to the studio, it's the whole Team 10 house. I felt intimidated. I didn't know that the studio that I was going to be pulling up to was like famous people's house. I've hung out with other like famous people, I've met famous people, like it's fine being a normal person going to hang out with a bunch of famous people. You gotta kind of get that mindset, you know, like ready for it so you don't act stupid in front of them, whatever. So I was a little thrown off. I didn't know that we were going to be even going to the Team 10 house, which is just like a giant mansion basically where Jake and some of his friends live. As soon as you go in to the Team 10 house, right on the side of the wall, there's this thing that like takes your picture and has you sign an NDA form. Also, that is why I thought I wasn't allowed to talk about this, and then I made a TikTok today asked if someone assaulted me but I signed an NDA, like am I allowed to speak about it? Because I thought if you signed an NDA, you're like signing away your rights to talk about anything basically. But yeah, after signing the NDA thing, I met Jake Paul almost immediately. I had to go to the bathroom. I was looking for a bathroom in this huge place. I walk into the kitchen and Jake Paul was there and like a bunch of people that lived there were there, and they had like whiteboards and they were just doing like businessy stuff. I was just looking for the bathroom. I didn't know where the bathroom was. Jake was there obviously because it was his house, and he was like, hey, I like your hair. And I was like, oh, thanks. He asked if I had an accent. I don't know why I didn't think I sounded like that, and I was like, oh, no, where's the bathroom? And then he, showed me where the bathroom was. And then I just kind of hung out with my friend Michael and Becca for the remainder of the time there. And then Jake, came up to me and he asked me for my phone number at some point. And even though this was like a year and a half ago, I do still have the phone that I had at the time, so I have all the messages and everything. He was really awkward. I don't know if it was just me or if he's like this with everyone. I mean, I don't think he's like this with everyone. I don't know. But he was really awkward when he was talking to me. Like, to me it reminded me of like middle school, because he would text me even if I was like in the same room as him. I can put up the text here. I'm not sure exactly how many times I went to his house. Because they basically had someone recording in the studio that they have there like every day. And just like a bunch of people there hanging out. Not necessarily a party, but just like they were just really popular and always had people there, so they would ask me to come over. Not just my friend Michael, but Jake too would text me and ask me to come over. Texts here. He would ask me to come over. I would.
Why does he talk like that? In the text, he's yeah, pull up, B. That is definitely Jake Paul. Yeah, pull up, B. What? Sorry. I shouldn't be laughing. It's just ridiculous that he talks like he's from the hood. but he's from Ohio.
And then when I was there, he wouldn't talk to me, like to my face. He would say hi to me, and then he would go do other stuff. And he would be texting me. And to me, it felt like, have you ever been in like middle school and you're with your crush, but you're too afraid to tell them that you like them, so you text them, and it's really awkward, but it's middle school, so it makes sense to be that awkward and weird. That's what it reminded me of. He would be like, hey, where are you? I'm like, I'm downstairs or whatever, like, I'll come up. And then he would still text me even though I'm in the same room, and I just felt uncomfortable because why can't you just talk to my face if I'm here? But I just figured he had bad social skills. Like, I didn't know anything about him before, but after I met him, I kind of like looked him up a little bit, and I guess he's been famous for like a long time. So I'm just assuming he always got what he wanted and never had to build like social skills and talking to people. Like, girls basically just like throw themselves at him, which is what I was seeing there. Like, girls were just throwing themselves at him, and he would go to his room with a different girl, like multiple different girls every day. Like, that's just what happened. It was fine, whatever. One of these days, I was in the studio. Some people were recording down there, and Jake like pulled me into this little corner area in the studio and started kissing me, and I was fine with that. I did think he was cute. I did want to kiss him. That is fine. That wasn't the issue that he kissed me there. It was weird because the place that he kissed me was like in front of everyone, so it kind of felt like he was showing off to his friends that he was making out with me. That was a little weird, especially since like one of my friends, Michael, was there. That was a little awkward for me, but it was fine. Flash forward a little bit, Jake grabs my hand and he starts walking with me, and I thought it was cute. He was just like talking to me, being nice and whatever, so I was walking with him, and he brings me to his room. People have brought me to their room before, and I'm their friend, and they're literally just trying to show me their room, or they just want to talk to me away from the crowd of people, or sometimes they are like trying to do something sexual, but if I say no, they respect it, so I didn't have an issue with following him to wherever he was bringing me in his house. I don't know. While we were in his room, it was like pretty cool. There's a big like aquarium with a bunch of fish in there and stuff. We were just talking about like, I was like, where are you from? And he's like, Ohio. And I'm like, yeah, but like what part of Ohio, whatever. We were just talking, and he was just like, you care about what part? Like, no one actually cares. No one actually wants to talk to me. Like, the whole like, I'm famous, no one actually cares about me, they just want things from me. I don't know if that's just like a card he plays, like oh, I'm just this famous person, but you get me, and like, you actually want to know who I am. We were dancing in his room, like ballroom dancing, and then we were like kissing and stuff, and then he like took it to his bed. Sex is very special and very important to me, but I haven't had sex with that many people. I haven't. Normally, not all the time, but normally everybody respects me when I don't want to do sexual things, so I thought that it was fine if I went in his room, and I thought it would be fine to kiss him because I thought he would stop if I didn't want to do anything else. Like, that's normal, that's what you do. So anyway, we were on his bed kissing for a bit, and then every time he would like try to put my hand places or like try to put his hands places that I didn't want, I would just kind of move it away and be like, no, and then like, just kiss, just back to kissing. And then at one point he said, if nothing is going to happen, then what's the point? What's the point? I don't know, maybe I could be one of your friends. Maybe I can just be someone that you kiss. Never, ever have I rejected someone's touches and they said, well, if nothing's gonna happen, what's the point? Like, what? But that is what he said, word for word. I thought that was weird. That made me uncomfortable. And then he gets up.
Like, she owes him something? That's what, that's what he's, like, trying to say. Like, oh, if nothing's gonna happen, what's the point of you even, like, being in my room? Like, what? What's the fucked up logic in that? Like, if Somebody wants to kiss, they want to kiss. If they don't want to take it further, they don't want to take it further. It's simple as that. I don't. What do you mean? What's the point, dude? The point is whatever she wants it to be, and if you agree with that, then you guys do that. If you guys are not seeing eye to eye on this intimacy stuff, then stop. That is how that is supposed to work.
He doesn't go away. This is the point where if what he wanted is sex, he sees he's not going to get it. This is the point where we would just go elsewhere. You know, go back downstairs where everyone is. Go back to the studio. Like, he could even tell me to leave if he wanted to. If his sole purpose was to have sex with me and saw that that wasn't going to happen, he could tell me to leave. Yes, it would be like a jerk move, but he could have. But that is not what he did. When he got up, he undid his pants and grabbed my face and started fucking my face. I would like to say that I have only given oral sex to like 2 or 3 people before this, because that's really special to me. Honestly, more so than like penis vagina sex, because it's different with penis vagina sex. Mostly that's just like the only sense that's going into that is touch, you know? But when it's going in your mouth, that's touch, that's taste, that's smell, that's like, it's all in your face, you know? What am I supposed to do? He was literally, I was still laying down. He was on top of me and like holding my head like into him. Like I couldn't even tell him not to. He didn't ask for consent or anything. Like, he knew I didn't want to do anything with him because he said, if nothing's gonna happen, what's the point? And then he just shoves himself in me. That's not okay. On no level at all is that okay. It didn't.
If that happened, that is definitely, that's sexual assault. I think that is like textbook sexual assault.
Last that long though, because he came in my mouth, and honestly it was less than 30 seconds, so it didn't last that long. It was like 20 seconds, if that. He did that, I couldn't go anywhere because he was literally grabbing my head and shoving himself in me. At that point I was really confused and like, what the heck just happened? Why did that happen? I was like, what the heck? So I just like kind of rolled over on his bed and I'm like, what the heck? And then he cuddled me for like 0.2 seconds. He literally put his arm around me and then got back up and then walked over to his door and he's like, okay, let's go back to the stew. And I'm just like stew as in studio for those that don't get it. Yeah, all right, let's go back to the stew. And I was like, okay, let me just like fix my hair and makeup first because it was all messed up. And I went to his bathroom that's connected to his room. I was trying to, and he's like, no, let's go. And I'm like, why would you sexually assault me and then not even let me like fix my hair and makeup? Like, I don't want to leave your room looking like this. I didn't want to be looking like that at all. Like, that's embarrassing to have like my makeup all like going down and like my hair all messed up.
That's like part of it. I think that's part of it for him. I don't want to make assumptions on these types of things because it's not my situation. But like, to not let somebody like make themselves up after that, like intentionally, and to be like, no, come on, let's go. Like, why wouldn't she be able to do that unless you want her to go down looking like that in front of everyone? To like be like, yeah, this is my conquest. Wow, dude, you forced somebody to fucking, wow, so cool, Jake. You get so much fucking, wow, dude. What the fuck?
Obvious that sexual things happen. I don't know. So I'm like, no, I'm going to fix this. And then like, I just like fixed my hair and makeup as fast as I could. He grabbed my phone, and at the time I had a phone that was pretty old. I'm not one to keep up with updating my phone, you know, when everyone gets the new phone and stuff. And it's this one, so it's like pretty small. This is the size of phones like now, also about the size of what they would have been then. But this one was my phone, and as you can see, it's tiny. So when people were asking me for my number and like putting their number in my phone and stuff, they'd be like, oh, your phone is tiny. Like, I was really judged on not updating my phone. I don't know, maybe they were like, she's poor. I don't know. Yeah, basically everyone there would make fun of my phone because it's small and old and like an artifact. And Jake, at this point in his room, after I'm trying to like fix my hair and makeup and stuff to get out, he picks up my phone. He was like, come on, let's leave, get your dinosaur phone and let's go. And I was just like, wait a second. Because up until this point, he had been nice to me. He had been sweet.
Damn, get your dinosaur phone and let's go. Why do men treat women like this? Why do men treat women like this? Like, listen, I'm no saint. I've had booty calls and then kicked women out of my room before in college. I've done that. But never said, get your dinosaur phone and get out. What the fuck? Like, who do you think you are? You're a fucking child star, Jake. You're on Disney Channel. You're not fucking you're not Jimmy Page or like who else? Who's like Mick Jagger? You're not Mick Jagger. I'm sure even Jagger is nicer to women he sleeps with. What the hell? Get your dinosaur phone and let's go. What a dick. Of course, right after he sexually assaults her, he starts treating her like shit. It's like, I don't know, there's like a pattern that seems to happen in a lot of these situations, not just with him, but like after it happens, the men just like completely demean the victim and treat them like shit like this right after they were being nice to them and coercing them and all that stuff. It's fucked up. It's really fucked up. I've never told somebody to get your dinosaur phone and get it. I think the most I've been like, all right, I think I'm gonna head out and like have a cigarette. Are you cool with that? And then either they'll say like, oh, can I come with you? Or they'll say, oh, okay, I'll see you another day. And then that's that. And there's like a mutual agreement there that yes, this was just a booty call and it is finished. Good day to you, sir. Good day to you, ma'am. I shall see you another day when I need to put my penis inside of something. Good day. That's different. That's respectful. In a way. Not this. I mean, this is wrong in so many different ways. It's sexual assault, first of all, but it just shows how badly Jake Paul and people like him treat women. It's a big problem. And I think like there's so many people on Twitter that will go out of their way to make women into the bad guy, even if they're the victim. And it's always men. It's always like some white dude, straight white man who's obviously on steroids and has like bulging neck veins and all that shit. And he's just pictures at the gym and that type of shit. It's always that dude standing up for these types of people.
To me, even though he was a little socially awkward and sometimes just like texting me instead of talking to me when I was right there. When he was talking to me, it was nice and sweet. So this complete 180 and like being sexually assaulting me, being just like straight up rude, that was just on top of that extra rude. Like, who cares? Who cares if someone updates their phone? But let me tell you, the only person I ever saw there that didn't say anything about my phone or anything negative about my phone, I think his name is Diablo. He has like the moon tattoo, red hair at the time. He was nice. He put his number in my phone. He was the only person who saw the size of my phone and that it was an older phone. He was like, hey, that's cool that you don't care about updating it. It's cool that you don't care about that kind of thing. But everyone else made fun of me there for it. Really weird. After that, my friend Michael found me crying and was asking me what's wrong, and I told him what was wrong and that Jake Paul fucked my face without consent. He was telling me, that's really messed up, I'm so sorry that that happened to you, I'll talk to him for you. And I just stayed there with him and my friend Becca for a bit, crying, and they were just like both being there for me.
Took this snapshot while I was still there. You can see by the location that I was in Calabasas and my face was puffy from crying. So then let me see the timestamp, 8:30 a.m. See that? Yeah, that's what the one person that's arguing with me, like, she was at 8:30 a.m. Well, what if the assault happened at like midnight or 1 in the morning on July 20th, and she was still there at the Calabasas mansion at 8:30 a.m.? That makes sense. I don't know what these people that are defending Jake against me are trying to prove, because it's wrong. Yeah, 8:30 a.m. is the morning of July 20th, but July 20th started before that. July 20th started at 12 a.m. There was plenty of time for that to happen. She said it was too late anyways. So, like, to go home. So that makes sense. That makes sense. I don't, I just, it makes me really frustrated that people would go out of their way to make a victim look like they're a liar.
And then I went home. There was no contact between me and Jake after this. And I texted him a few weeks later, and I was just being normal, and I was like, hi, do you want to hang out? He didn't give me a response or anything. You might be wondering, like, why I would want to hang out with someone who did that to me, and that is because I wanted to talk to him about how that made me feel. Because somewhere in my brain, I was thinking, what if he didn't do this to me on purpose? What if he didn't know how?
Trying to rationalize the situation. That's what happens when you're a victim of something traumatic. You try to, like, oh, like, maybe they didn't mean to do this. You try to rationalize it. And it's something I've learned about in therapy. And it's very self-destructive to the victim, because it makes them feel like then they were the problem in some way.
How this made me feel. Like, what if he just does this to everyone because he's so socially awkward and thinks that this is what they want? I just wanted to talk to him and tell him, hey, I didn't consent for this. It made me feel so awful. I've literally only done this with like 3 people in my whole life because it's so special to me, and you just took that from me. But I couldn't tell him because he never responded, and I'm hoping that my friend Michael talked to Jake. If he ever did talk to him, I don't know. I never got an apology or anything like that. I would have liked to have an apology because that was messed up and I didn't want that, and I didn't say, like, just because I let you kiss me and I let you hold my hand and I let you dance with me in your room, that doesn't give you the right to come in my mouth. If Jake ends up seeing this, honestly, I don't think it was anything significant to him. Like I said, there was a different girl with him every day. I don't even know if he would remember me. This is what I looked like at the time, Jake. Like, I met you when I looked like this, and that was wrong, and I would have liked an apology. And mostly I'm putting out this video, one, so Jake sees it, because that's not okay. And I've noticed a lot of men who harass or anything like that to girls, a lot of times they don't change unless it is put out publicly. Like, I was harassed by one person before, and he literally wouldn't stop. I kept blocking him and he kept making different accounts until I finally made a video about him, and then he finally stopped. And I found out he just moved on to other girls. But I'm saying this publicly about Jake Paul. Hopefully he's freaking embarrassed and realizes what he did and doesn't do it again, and ask people for consent. Like, is this okay? Like, do you want this? Like, and for people who say that consent isn't sexy, if you are in the moment with someone and you say, do you want me to fuck you? Are you just afraid they're gonna say no? Ask. Yes, it is that he didn't ask. I am upset about that, but even more so, I know he knows that I didn't want to do anything sexual with him because he said out loud, if nothing's gonna happen, what's the point? And I'm just like I've tossed and turned, I've thought about this. I've thought about this literally every single day since it happened, but the more and more I think about it, the more I realize no one could be doing that and think that it's something right to do. You know, I was giving him the benefit of the doubt for so long. I would like to say I know a lot of people are going to assume that I'm just making this video for attention because there's always those people who don't believe you. And honestly, I'm saying this for the girls that will be in my place. The girls who are just going to hang out with their friend but they end up meeting him. For the girls who maybe want to hang out with him. Now you know, or even if you don't believe me, at least it'll be in the back of your mind when you're with him, you know? That's what I'm doing this for. Am I doing this for attention? Yeah, I do want attention on this because it's a problem that's real and deserves attention, so.
Damn. Good for you. Good for you for coming out and speaking about this. That is, that's brave. That's fucking brave. That is fucking insane. Allegedly, of course, but it does line up with things we've known about Jake Paul's homes prior to this instance. He does force anyone entering his home to sign NDAs right when they enter. So why? Why are you not allowed to talk about what goes on in this house? What are you trying to hide? There's a rumor that he's a big time drug dealer, which very much could be the case, but that's fucking sinister, man. Making all these girls sign away ever being able to talk about what happened to them. It's like an intimidation tactic that I feel like a lot of prominent people use, not just him. He learned it from somewhere. Literally no understanding of or no care for consent. And she said she didn't want to do anything, so leave it at that. Don't do anything. If you're really banging a different girl every night, it shouldn't be hard to find some other girl to sleep with. And there's all the other allegations about him that he makes revenge porn of all the girls he fucks and posts it and deals it to other people. He's a fucking nightmare. Remember when immediately after Jake and Erica broke up, a sex tape of Erica got leaked? Literally immediately after the breakup, and no one asked any questions. Well, I'm asking the question here, even though no one important is going to hear this. Can we all just agree to delete sexual videos of our exes immediately after they become our exes out of respect? That's something that needs to become the norm. Personally, I don't care. I've made some pretty awesome fucking tapes with girls before, but they were all consensual and all deleted by both parties, me and her, immediately after breakup. That shit can be used as a weapon against someone for the rest of their lives. And that should not be allowed in any capacity. Respect is constantly thrown to the wayside in our society, and I don't understand why people aren't able to empathize with someone's ability to feel pain or suffer. You know, I was writing this podcast and received a tweet from someone calling me a dumbass because I called Jake a piece of shit for these allegations. And he is a piece of shit. He already was a piece of shit, and if this is true, then he's even more of a piece of shit. I think I need to make that clear here. We don't know yet if he did it or not, but we do know about the NDAs. We know that Jake has treated women like shit in the past. We know he takes videos of girls he's with without their consent and distributes them to friends, as per the Erica Costello revenge tape. These are things that are known in the weird, fucked up California influencer world. I'm saying this as someone who used to like Jake, unironically. I thought it was cool that he was able to build a brand like this in the wild west of YouTube. But now that we're seeing more and more of who he really is, it's not pretty at all. I'm not just I'm not I'm just not the person to discredit a victim of sexual abuse. If they say it happened, usually I believe them until it's proven that they lied. I know that there have been false allegations about people in the past. Even an ex girlfriend of mine made up things about me after we broke up when I was in high school. So let me clear the air on that in case this ever comes up in the future. I dated this very jealous, controlling, manipulative, cheating girl who destroyed my confidence for almost a year of my life. And we weren't very sexually active because both of us were total virgins and Republicans at the time, so like conservative virgins. Uh and like I said, like and and one day, so she's home alone, and like I said, she's super controlling and goes, "Come over now. If you ever want to have sex, you need to come over now. Otherwise, it's never going to happen." And my car happened to be broken down. Like it had broken down like a week before, and I was waiting for it to get back from the shop. So she's getting mad at me because I'm not able to floor it on a 25 speed limit road in that very moment, and keeps pressuring me, saying then it's never going to happen if I don't come over right now. So she wasn't helping the situation by being so pushy, and she was saying things like, "It's up to you to make this happen," and all that shit. So, like, what am I supposed to do? So I make my mom drive me over, and literally I'm making my mom drive me to go get laid. She doesn't know. She keeps asking, "Oh, her parents are gonna be home, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, just hurry up." So she's taking forever to get ready. The whole time I'm getting texts from my girl at the time, and she's like, all caps, "Hurry up!" And I'm like, "I'm trying." So my mom like slowly drives me to her house, and I run inside, go to her room. It was probably the most disappointing sexual experience in the whole world. Like nothing worked. We barely did it. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't like that there was a little blood. It sucked. And she said it hurt, so I stopped. I'm not trying to hurt someone. This is supposed to be enjoyable for everyone involved. It sucked. And she was disappointed afterwards because it wasn't magical enough for her, like in all of her fantasies. And I'm embarrassed because of the whole experience lasted like 5 minutes at most. Like I don't know like what the fuck you're expecting. We're kids who have never done this before with limited time and limited resources. So when girls used to say, she says you pressured her after after the breakup, I would tell that story and be like, okay, so who was pressuring who? Who was pressuring who? So that kind of stuff definitely happens. Allegations and accusations have happened before. Jake Paul, for example, accused FaZe Banks of assaulting his assistant at a club a few years ago, and it was found out that the picture of the bruise that they showed was taken from Google Images, and they used makeup to put a bruise on the assistant later to try and prove that it actually happened. But Banks was cleared of all wrongdoing, and Jake admitted to Shane Dawson, out of all people, that it was made up for drama and to screw over his ex Alyssa Violet's new boyfriend at the time, which was, indeed, FaZe Banks. I know my shit when it comes to the Paul brothers and YouTube drama from 2017. I had nothing else going on in my life at all. I was in recovery from a Xanax addiction. I needed something to hold on to. All I would do is hate watch these vlogs until I actually started enjoying them a little bit. It's just these specific accusations from this girl who is speaking out. Like she doesn't need the clout. She already has 500,000 followers on TikTok and millions of views. I would understand if someone was a nobody and did this, maybe we would be questioning it a little more, but she didn't have to do this. She already is somewhat famous. She's more famous than I'll ever be, and it's not like being a victim of sexual assault is something people flaunt with pride. It's not a good feeling. Take it from me. It's humiliating. It takes courage to come out against someone as famous as Jake and say those things. That's why I don't immediately discredit women who are the victims like all these straight white alpha males do on the internet. I know enough people in my life who this has happened to understand that this is a very real thing that happens to more people than you would even guess. Both genders, all genders. So all I'm going to say now is let's see where this goes. I'm not instinctively discrediting victims of sexual assault because that's not right. Professionals need to be looking into this as a case in other cases like this. This needs to be investigated. And I hope that happens and justice is served if need be. This dude has always been reckless, causing problems, setting a bad example for other influencers and their fans to follow. I'm not on the side where people are already calling for his sponsors to leave him. We don't have enough evidence yet. If it turns out that he did it, then that's when hopefully sponsors will do the right thing themselves, which they often have done when these sorts of things happen. Okay, so that's enough, Jake Paul. We really haven't. But, we really haven't talked about him in a while. I will say this. I do like Logan. I think Logan is the brother who has more potential to be a decent human being. He's not intentionally causing problems and being an asshole. That's what I like about him. But speaking of assholes and predators, Matt Gaetz. Holy shit, what is with all these Me Too things going on? So his friend is taking a plea deal, Matt Gaetz' friend, who is like a cannabis entrepreneur and surgeon of some sort. He's expected to give up all the information they need from him as part of this plea deal. He's going to cooperate, which means Gaetz might be completely fucked. If he did anything and they find it, he's fucked. But he doesn't think that he's fucked or isn't putting that energy out there. He made a speech in Florida at the Trump Resort, ironically, an event celebrating women. That's a good joke, Donald. Nice one. Is that available for us to see? Florida speech. Let me see. Wait, what is it called? Women for America First? Matt Gaetz speaks at Women for America. Oh, it's 16 minutes? Okay, let's tune in for a second, see what he says. I'll give you a little tidbit. Because that last part was like a lot of not me talking. That was a lot of us listening to these allegations because we needed the information from the source. Probably have to link the video in the podcast notes or something. Cite my sources. Getting better at that these days, I think. But all right, Matt Gaetz in Miami. Jesus.
Thanks for having me. Thank you, Amy.
Okay.
Isabella is an immigrant to our country. She was born
where?
like Allison, who battled not for the money or self-adulation, but for love of country to win. And we will win. We must win. For there is no place to turn. There is no distant land to convert to our purposes should America fail. The sound of freedom right there in my district. That would be like a fighter jet going over.
Sound of freedom.
Jillian is a military spouse. I mentioned before I have a special...
Oh, so he's just listing all different women that he's like met and like asked their stories and probably creeped them out with his scary face. Yeah, we don't have to go into this. This is going to be long, boring, and just Matt Gaetz is not a fun person to watch. Hey, what's up? It's Alex. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything that you need to make a podcast all in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Sometimes you gotta ask yourself, what is it that I'm here to do? Going back to the future, changing the past, making sure your parents end up banging so you can be born. Why do we feel when we can already see? When the stars disappear, are they really gone? How long does a tab of acid last? This feels like way too long. I thought it was gonna be more like weed, but I'm seeing demons. Demons are weird. Or maybe they're not demons. Maybe they're angels. Tampax. Just buy it, okay?
You know he's been telling people that he's not going to run for public office for another term after this? He's retiring early for some unknown reason, taking a spot at like Newsmax or something, one of those Republican right-wing media places. It couldn't be because he's in trouble for sex trafficking, right? It's not like he's about to be completely fucked by the long dick of the law or anything. Dude, the law is gonna pay to fly him out and fuck him the way he did with those 17-year-olds. Or 17-year-old. Sorry, I don't want to pluralize something if it wasn't plural. I don't know. We'll see how far this goes. But the dude is so cocky, he makes you think for a second that nothing happened. But then you remember who he is and the things he said, the voicemails that have come out, that he's left people, all the selfies he takes with little girls, showing up to female youth sporting events and taking pictures with the teams. Dude, I haven't seen a politician with that much interest in kids at school ever in my life. It definitely doesn't look good. No, I haven't seen a politician with that much interest in kids at school not doing anything to help the kids in school, but still going. But if we're talking about political issues, I guess this is political, and it shouldn't be. But of course, with how polarized everything is, you're either on one side or the other. So yesterday, sorry, I'm slurring my words. Another young black man was shot and killed during a traffic stop. His name was Dante Wright, 20 years old. He and his girlfriend were in the car, got pulled over for having air fresheners hanging from the car's window. Which, how fucking douchey of a cop do you have to be to pull someone over for that? Obviously, from the beginning, this was a race-related altercation. So they make him get out of the car because they find out he hasn't, like, outstanding warrants. But he freaks out and tries to drive away, and the police fucking shoot him and kill him. He crashes the car and he's bleeding out. He dies. That's fucking ridiculous that they resort to shooting people when they try to get away. He posed zero threat to those officers, yet they still decided to fucking end this dude's life right there. It should not be this easy to use lethal force on anyone, even when you're a cop. Especially when you're a cop. This shit keeps happening, and it's obviously pissing everyone off. Or people with a brain. I hate this. How do the police expect to be trusted or respected when the policing system is still not being reformed? And this is a racial issue. If that same situation was happening, but it was a 20-year-old white dude, completely different experience. Even if he tried to get away, it wouldn't have ended in death. And listen, sorry, my reflux is happening too. I'm a mess. And I've seen some crazy police chases on YouTube where the suspect is behind the wheel and actually poses a threat to everyone on the highway, and they have no choice but to use lethal force to ensure the safety of all surrounding innocent people. This wasn't one of those cases. He wasn't hurting anyone. The police weren't being threatened. This could have been resolved so many other ways. So now there's protests going on in Minnesota because justice needs to be served there, and the police officers involved need to be held accountable for the blood that's on their hands. This can't keep happening. And Derek Chauvin better get put in prison. Otherwise, this country is truly unjust for minorities. And then there's Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz is on Sean Hannity's show complaining about taxes, I think. About Biden's plan to raise taxes. So we should see what he and other Republicans are saying about that, since Ted seems to be one of the leaders of the Republican Party now, one of the main speakers. He likes to go on TV and scare children.
The left get ready to raise taxes and the price of everything that you buy. Their efforts apparently know no boundaries. In fact,
Boy.
Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen is now proposing a global minimum corporate income tax, which, of course, will only be passed on to you, the American people. Biden administration no longer even trying to hide that these tax hikes are going to hurt the middle class. Over even fake news, CNN Energy Secretary Granholm asked about a Wall Street Journal article that says that taxes will, quote, hit the middle class hard. Take a look.
The tax code's not fair. And so what Joe Biden wants to do is to say corporations should pay their fair share in the same way that a plumber and a teacher would have to pay 22% of their income or 24% of their income. Corporations should have to pay their fair share, too.
He didn't deny that taxes will hurt the middle class. Here's reaction. Texas Senator Ted Cruz was still monitoring that car chase in California as well.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you so much for having me on. I can't do it today. This hasn't been a funny episode. Those were serious allegations before. I have to get into funny mode. I need a second. Sean, I'm here talking to you from my good old study where I look up where I can possibly find a donor, a testicle donor, so that I can once again pleasure my wife. Wait, let me correct that. I have never been able to pleasure my wife. I lied just there. I had a moment of pride, and I lied to you, Sean. I have never pleasured my wife ever in my entire life. And you know what? That's okay, because women don't have a choice. Isn't that what Ted believes? Okay, I need to hear his voice to imitate it.
Senator, corporations don't pay taxes, I argue, or very little. What they will do is they will increase the cost of the product or services that they have. Just like energy prices are going up because of Biden's policies. That's another tax on the American people. Thoughts?
Well, I'm reminded of what Hillary.
Well, I'm reminded of when Hillary Clinton came up to me and told me, Ted, if you want your balls back, you have to stand up to Donald Trump. And I was like, I don't have that kind of power. I'm Ted Cruz. Who do you think I am, Rocky Balboa? I'm a fucking pussy. I'm a little bitch. I can't do it today. I literally cannot do it. I'm so fucking upset about these Jake Paul allegations. I need a second. I'm going to take a quick break. You won't even notice. 1 second here. Let me just pull up this fucking sound I need here. 2 hours later. Sean, I have to tell you, when I found out that Harry Styles was in a dress, I was horrified, Sean, because what I found was even without testicles, I still got an erection. I don't know why. I had to go to church 3 times that day. Is that better? That was improv. I needed a second to get out of the, the Jake Paul allegation mode.
Clinton said a few years ago. She said, don't let anybody tell you a corporation or a business will give you a job. Well, these are folks that don't understand how the economy works. You know what the people of Texas want? We want jobs. We want more jobs. And how do you get jobs? You create an environment where small businesses can grow and expand and hire
It's
people.
not about small businesses, corporations that don't pay taxes. Look at Amazon. They what how much taxes does Amazon pay? Like none? And the billionaires that own these corporations also avoid taxes when those are the big money makers, while the rest of the American people has to pay the taxes for them. And those corporations and billionaires benefit off of the tax money that hardworking Americans that aren't billionaires have forked over, while the corporations and CEOs and whoever get to just sit on their ass and keep making more money and keep not giving it to the government, and poor people still have to like you get what I'm saying. I'm talking in circles, and it's just ridiculous because obviously big companies like Apple and Amazon should be paying taxes.
People. We've just come out of a year-long pandemic that has hammered small businesses all across the country. And what do Joe Biden and his leftist cronies in the cabinet want to do? Every one of them wants to raise your taxes. They want to jack up the taxes on American families. They want to jack up the taxes.
That's not true. They want to jack up the taxes on anyone making $1 million or more. That's what I heard. If you're a millionaire, you can afford that. If you're a billionaire, you better fucking afford that. You better fork that shit over. Hoarding money? Shit's supposed to be circulating, asshole.
On every small business in America at the exact time that millions of small businesses are hanging on by a thread. They're right at the edge between going bankrupt and surviving. And what the Biden administration is doing is giving a shove. You know, the early projections are this Biden tax increase, the biggest tax increase in a generation, is expected.
I don't think these small businesses are raking in millions of dollars, though, so it wouldn't affect them the same way it affects a big corporation. So, once again, we have Ted Cruz talking out of his ass, not giving you the real facts, twisting everything to make it sound like the Democrats are just going to screw over hardworking Americans, when it's actually the opposite. They want to take from the people who are screwing over hardworking Americans. That's what Ted's not telling you. That's what he refuses to tell you because that would not support his point. So he has to play these little word games here with you.
It almost immediately cost 150,000 jobs and potentially a lot more after that.
Hey, Senator, it's the biggest tax increase in 30 years. Now Janet Yellen wants a global minimum tax rate. Now, we see people leaving California, New York, New Jersey, Illinois. They're going to states like yours in Texas, or Ron DeSantis state in Florida and the Carolinas. Now, if they have a global corporate minimum tax, isn't the idea, well, corporations leave big cities for tax-friendlier states like Texas, they might start thinking about leaving the United States. And isn't that what that's about?
Big government socialists want
corporations then need to fucking change their shit and stop being a bunch of bitches. Sorry, that I shouldn't use that term, but they need to fix their shit and stop like just we need to find the way to like give the least amount of money to the government, which we are taking and which we reside in, which infrastructure we use. We don't want to pay that. We don't want to pay anything. We're going to let all the minimum wage people, though, pay for our infrastructure. That makes sense.
to tax everybody all the time. They're looking for mechanisms to keep raising money. Why? Because they think they can spend your money better than you can. They have all these big ideas. You look at Joe Biden's supposed infrastructure bill.
If that money is going towards services for people who like need them, or services that could help me, such as unemployment and benefits like that, and education and Like I just I wouldn't word it that way. Of course he's gonna word it that way. They wanna spend your money for you. If I were them, I would spend that money on softcore porno VHSs. But I don't have balls, so I cannot feel pleasure. Except for when I look at that picture of Harry Styles in the dress. And then oh man, a little Teddy comes up. Little Teddy comes out of the gopher hole.
Over $2 trillion. Do you know how much of that infrastructure goes to building roads and bridges? 5%. 95% of his infrastructure bill is spending money on things other than roads and bridges. This is a shell game. And
there's other infrastructures. Roads and bridges are just like literally two forms of infrastructure. Let's look up what other forms of infrastructure. Types of infrastructure. USA. The 9 types of infrastructure construction projects in 2020. Aviation, bridge, communications, power and energy, railroads, road, water, waste management. What else? Do we have more? We said aviation, we said power, hazardous waste management in general, construction, public construction, those types of things. There are many different types of infrastructure. So no shit, only 5% of that is going to roads and bridges because there is fucking 8 more different types. There's like 8 more different types. No shit, Ted. What, you think there's only roads and bridges? Are you fucking that simple of a dude? You still on the Oregon Trail? Oh yeah, I didn't know about those aeroplanes, even though I took one to Cancun and back when I got caught. I did not know that counts as infrastructure because I still read at a green eggs and ham level.
Shell game, it always ends with the same trick. Your taxes go up.
No, they wouldn't be able to get away with it if it was an actual shell game. People have looked over this bill. Enough people would have spoken up about it. Most people aren't rich and want this to happen.
Is on your small business, on your employer, and the big government socialists take the money and they spend it on the Green New Deal. They spend it on their own special interest projects.
You're acting like this isn't going to help anyone. You're acting like these things aren't for the American people to use and benefit off of.
Look, I'm a big believer when our economy has taken a hard hit that the American people, the working men and women, deserve to keep more of their paycheck in their own pockets. We had, prior to this pandemic...
Then where's the money coming from?
We had the lowest unemployment...
Then where's the money coming from?
...in 50 years. It was incredible.
Okay, so where's the tax money coming from, Ted?
The economic boom we had, and that came from low taxes and low regulations. What does Joe Biden want to do? High taxes, high regulations. That's destroying your job. It's bad for the country, and it is. We're going to see a whole lot more of that over the next 2 years.
I have no balls, have no testicles. I say things out of my butthole. I talk out of my asshole, and I have no testicles. I am Ted Cruz. My asshole is actually located where my lips would be, so I am technically an ass face with no balls. I'm just an ass. My face is just an ass. I sit on my face. I sit with my face. I just shit out words. I'm so mean to him. But, he deserves it. He deserves it. I don't feel that bad anymore once I say that to myself. But that's enough Ted Cruz. That's enough canceling people. That's enough of that shit. I don't want this to turn into the cancel show, but the last few episodes, there's been a lot of allegations about people that we need to talk about. And I happen to dislike all of those people. So, speaking of people I dislike, we're on to the Karens of America. We are on to keeping up with the Karens, where we see, I'm losing my voice, where we check in with all the middle-aged white ladies of America and what customer service people they're torturing today with their entitlement. All right, let's go.
Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to Endless Up Blues. So before we start today's
Gas pump. What is this Karen's problem? What is your There's literally so many pumps open, dude. The fuck? Literally, can you see that? She's saying, I want that one. Like,
Oh, there's like
what
five
is
other.
she doing?
There's like five other gas pumps. There were 4 pumps open. She literally screamed, "I want that one," at me. What? People are fucking insane. What? You can't just pick a different gas pump. There's other ones that fit your car, that fit your side. I know sometimes the gas cap, depending on the car, is on one side or the other. That's why they have multiple pumps. You idiot.
Literally pumped gas and then was looking up directions on my phone. There were like 4 pumps open and she literally screamed, I want that one at me. What? That's a grown adult.
Whatever she did not put in that first gas. So, like, you did the maple, you did the other maple, you did that one, but
This looks like it's at a bakery. She seems to be freaking out about pastries of some sort. I don't know why. I guess we'll find out if there's context.
that one. Okay. How long is this to understand? One of every type of your donut. Yes, ma'am. Yes, we got it.
One of every type of your donuts. Why is she freaking out though?
Because you have more than 12.
Ma'am, please don't show disrespect to these people. Like, can you please just calm down?
I have to explain this 6 times. You drop that girl like a shit, ma'am.
Well, that's very polite. Like, you're abusing these guys verbally.
I have to explain myself 6 times. I'm gonna get.
I have to explain myself 6 times. Listen, you look like you could lay off the 12 donuts, the one of every kind. You look like you get one of every kind every day. What the hell? Uh-oh. We got the typical blonde Karen showing up with what is a pink baseball cap, reusable bag, rolled up yoga pants, and some Kohl's shoes. So let's see where this goes. Oh, not blonde, gray hair. Sorry, the lighting was weird. She says she wants to speak to the manager. She's not wearing a mask. I think that's what the issue is. I'm gonna put this on social media. Why can't you just wear a mask? The same person probably isn't going to get vaccinated. So you know what we got here? We got ourselves a super spreader. Do I have a sound for that on this soundboard? Do I have anything? Oh, that's a good one. The Wendy Williams fart. Like,
Bruh.
yeah, exactly. I have to wear a mask in this store. That's against my rights. Like that. So sad. So sad that you, have to do this. You feel the need to do this instead of just putting the mask over your face like all of us have had to do for over a year. It's not that difficult. It keeps everyone safe. It gives them peace of mind. Nobody is trying to control you. There is a virus, and we need to control that. If you are not going to contribute to society and protecting society, then you should just stay home and never go out and just order delivery. Because this is some bullshit. We've been through this so many times. We've seen this so many times. We're at a point in the pandemic where everybody knows that wearing a mask is the thing that prevents this shit from spreading. It's not that hard. It's easy to put on. It's not that restricting. Nobody wants to see your fucking face. Just put it on. It's not that hard.
I have a medical condition. Okay.
No, you don't. You don't have a medical condition.
Okay. I don't. I take it, I'm a nurse. I do not have to have one. I know what the sign says.
I've never seen one in public. It's really crazy.
I've never seen one in public. Yeah. I've seen a couple. I saw one when I was getting the first dose of the vaccine. It was not good. I was like, damn, at least she's getting the vaccine. Oh, they're kicking her out.
Bye, Karen.
Bye, Karen.
Don't.
Oh, why is she
Bye,
recording
Karen.
the store? She's the one being dumb.
These people are not honoring it.
These people are
Karen.
not honoring my medical condition.
I probably got other people's.
Our fur baby Marley was missing for 2 weeks. A lady left her number at the gas station saying she had found a lost dog.
Who else dogs do y'all got? Yours? Where's Marley at? Oh, yeah, you did, because she's been out here. The sheriff came out.
I don't know.
She stole a dog. I did a reverse number lookup and got her address, and to confront her, she pulled up with Marley in her car.
You have my dog in that car. And you've... No, he's not. I will take
He's
you...
my dog now. Holy shit. If somebody ever took my cat and said, she's my cat now, murdered on site, would not even question it. I don't care if I go to jail. That is not your cat. I will rip out your throat. I will rip out your throat.
To court. I will take you to court.
We own it, bitch.
Damn it. Now... Yeah, that's right. You better say spawn.
You gotta get the cops involved. They have your dog. If you have proof that that's your dog, then you have an easy case. You can get your dog back immediately. And I took the opportunity to go around the other side of her car and get my pup. Wait, really?
On. That's right. Hit me. Hit me. Hit me. Hit me. Hit me. Hit me.
Get your dog. Get your
Marley,
dog.
come on, Marley. Come on. Come on.
Yeah. She got her dog back.
I'm still pressing charges, bitch.
And he is chipped. Okay, good. And she's pressing charges.
You rejected murder, baby.
I swear to God. This goes out as a warning to all you pet stealers. If I find out, not even with my pets, if I find out one of you are doing this, I will hunt you down. I will hunt you down. On site. Don't steal other people's pets. That's fucked up. That's like kidnapping a kid. What, you think no one's gonna fucking find out? Fucking stupid. It's ridiculous. Adopt your own fucking pet.
He's in your veins.
This dude's got a colonial hat on.
Jesus Christ said, if you hurt
POV, pull out your vaccine card in front of anti-vaxxers.
these little ones, it is better they should be thrown into the water. With bricks on your thing.
Yeah, Mom.
Hey, buddy, there's something wrong with you. Don't be spitting in my face. Hey, don't get out of the car.
Oh, they have the "Don't Tread on Me" flag with them, or the "Join or Die." I don't know which one it is. Are they the same picture? I don't know, but fuck, that last one made me so mad. That lady literally stole that other lady's dog. This is why my cat won't be an outdoor cat. Like, it's just not happening.
medical devices.
So you won't let us shop here without a mask?
We have our company.
They're offering you a mask. Lady, they're offering you the mask. Like, you don't even have to pay for the mask. You don't have to go anywhere. He's got the box of them right there. They're right there. You just take one and you can go shopping. Like nothing else is wrong. That's it. It's easy. It's very simple. You have to really make an effort to fight against this. And that's what's fucked up. It's like defiance to a Darwinian level, I guess. Like, these idiots are gonna get everyone killed.
Do you know it's a violation of the American Disability Act federal law if you have a medical condition?
It's a private business, and they don't have to abide by those rules during a worldwide pandemic. In regards to safety reasons.
Hey, we're Megan and Shelly, and it's not against the Disability Act, and I'm an HR specialist. I can promise that to whoever's watching this on your Facebook.
So if I came in with a wheelchair with no mask,
the HR specialist comes in and says that they can enforce this mask policy, bitch. You got to put it on. You got to put it on. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, or I have a medical condition about that. Like, no. I'm sorry.
Mask, we have them for you, okay? So put it on.
it's against my medical to block my oxygen.
Bullshit. Full of it. We have an employees store as well. I'm happy to help you outside.
Okay, guys.
I'm trying to keep alive, and you're going to get me sick, and then
it doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way. You're so stupid. Oh my god.
Okay, we're at Lululemon.
You're doing this at Lululemon? You're making a scene at Lululemon? Are you fucking serious? Like, wow. Wow, you're really fighting for freedom here at Lululemon. You're a renegade. You're an American hero for fighting for the right to infect other people at Lululemon. Should be bioterrorism. Why are we not charging these people with bioterrorism? Because that's what that is. They're intentionally exposing the virus to other people. Every time that one of those people, this is why contact tracing and all that shit that Republicans hate needs to happen. Because of course, these people are going to be doing this and setting us back and hurting everyone. So I'm kind of for these sorts of security or I don't know, surveillance type things. We need to get back to normal. This is the only way we're going to get back to normal and people aren't going to get sick. But we have Karens. Karens are literally going to be the death of us.
Megan was the HR one with the Disabilities Act.
So we just got kicked out of Lululemon, Scottsdale Quarter. 2 women jumped in on the conversation with the employee and said, they got really close to my face and said, I'm going to get them sick. And they're going to take it home to their sick relative, and the sick relative's going to die because I didn't wear my mask.
Yeah.
Oh,
yep.
boy.
So, I got a verbal warning at work for not wearing a mask.
She's crying. She's crying in her car recording this because they told her she has to wear a mask and gave her a warning because she refused. You're going to lose your job if you don't just wear a mask.
Properly, people kept snitching about me every single day because I wear it under my nose. And I just had a nose procedure in January. There's no evidence of showing that if a mask will affect anything or give complications.
Yes, it... What?
In any way. So I'm not gonna risk myself for that, just for a fucking virus.
There's no way that has any, like, wearing the mask over your nose is not gonna mess up your nose. Wearing the mask over your nose will protect your nostrils from any entering particles. That's how that works. COVID can't come in, or has a harder time coming in. You can still breathe. It's not a big deal. Just wear the fucking thing over your nose. Nothing's gonna happen. They're being children. They're being children when they don't want to wear their fancy clothes to lobster night at the country club. I don't know.
This isn't as bad as it is. Everyone's so fucking brainwashed. I'm so fucking fed up with this shit. And yeah, this world's so fucked up.
Then leave. No, I'm kidding.
Shit, sorry to say it, but this shit fucking makes me suicidal. I have no shame in that, and I don't see a point in living in a world like this. But when people
Because you're being told to wear a mask? Because you're being told to wear a mask, you want to kill yourself. That's ridiculous. That is nuts. That is ridiculous. I don't feel bad because you're selfish.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh my god. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you?
This dude is harassing this lady, and she's literally got him on video following her down the street.
A prostitute? I'm serious.
Sir, please leave.
This is harassment.
Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's what I mean. Leave me alone.
I will. You talk.
Fucking Jamba Juice. That's all you do. You work at Jamba Juice. Go back to your country.
That's all you do. You work at Jamba Juice. Jesus, what do you do, bro? Is he about to say go back to your country? Oh.
Great. Wow.
You go back to your country too.
Of course I am. I'm in my country, asshole.
Get the fuck out of here, all of you fucking rebels. All of you fucking commies, get the fuck out. Record me. Record me. Hail Hitler. Record me. What are you gonna do?
Jesus. All right. Glad to see the supremacists aren't, the white supremacists and Nazis aren't, lying about it anymore. They're pretty out in the open these days. This is, and then you have people like Joe Rogan complaining, oh, there's cancel culture. You just have these keyboard warriors on the internet with 7,000 followers who, just feel the need to cancel all these people. No, these people are fucked up. These people are hurting people in society. These people believe that they are better than others because of genetic things that are out of anyone's control and think they're better because of the color of their skin. That is fucked up. That hurts other people in the masses. That should be canceled. It's not as much cancel culture as the fucking facts are coming out. Fuck Joe Rogan. He's a piece of shit. He's an ape. He's a dumb ape. Look at him. He looks like a thumb. Looks like a thumb on steroids. You know, he takes weekly testosterone injections. Dude, you're not even a real man. You're a fucking bitch. You need testosterone to make yourself into a man. You're not a man. You're a bitch.
I just did.
When the cops are gonna come, hail Hitler. What are you gonna do?
Thank you,
You should get
sir.
your daughter out of here.
Thank
Instead
you,
of having her
sir.
exposed to bullshit. Dumb bitch.
Oh, I got his plates.
My girl here wants me to come out of the elevator so she can come out of the elevator.
Because it's a small space, we're supposed to maintain social distancing. I don't understand why you can't just politely step out to allow me out of the elevator.
Oh my god. You're 6 feet apart, though, and you're both wearing masks, and you're just going in the elevator. It's gonna be 5 seconds. You're not, if you just turn away from each other and don't, it's just the two of you, I don't see... Yeah, the elevator is kind of anxiety-inducing during COVID, and I kind of get the anxiety there, but I don't think this is the way to go about it. If you have the issue with it, then if that person says they don't want to get out, then you should probably be the one that gets out. and then wait for the next elevator yourself, because you are the one that has the problem with this situation. So you should not be telling other people to do the work for you to make yourself more comfortable.
I'm gonna ask you nicely. Well, you have been wearing your mask.
You didn't ask me nicely. You said get the fuck out the elevator.
I said that after you ripped
No.
You have a giant
But my girl. My girl. Hold on. My girl. You wanna stand in the elevator with me and catch it? Like, you're not making sense, and you might as well get up at your floor.
I'm trying to get off the next floor. I can't come close to you. Do you understand that I have an extremely compromised immune system? You are a delivery person incorrectly wearing the mask inside of a big building.
Is this incorrectly worn, guys? Is this incorrectly worn?
It wasn't like that the whole fucking time.
Jesus. Jeez.
From the United States. Come on, too.
I'm sorry?
I'm from the United States.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what?
You might below.
Alright. So, yo, I'm below you, right?
No, you.
Oh, because you're from the States.
Yeah.
So you suck Trump's dick, eh?
Huh?
You're a bitch.
You are a bastard.
That's today's show. I want to thank everyone.
Oh my God. See that again, these are the things. This show should just be called Making Alex Mad, because that is what it is at this point. And I don't know if I'm turning into Bill Burr or I'm turning into like the woke Bill Burr or something, but I'm not as funny. Obviously, he's a genius. I just mean with the anger. I turn the anger up to like 1,000, and I apologize if it feels like I'm yelling at you. I'm not mad at you, the listeners. I love you guys, and I say that at the end of every episode, because I feel bad, kind of, that I'm like yelling in your ear about these things that you probably already agree with, but I feel like they need to be put out there anyways because they make me mad. Well, listen, we got to get through this pandemic. People need to start understanding, even though they still haven't after over a year, that wearing the mask makes sense. It's the logical thing to do. Like putting something that covers your mouth and nose where things come, like enter and exit, it is the right idea to preventing the spread of the virus. That the virus spreads through those two areas, those two holes, or that one hole and then that other pair of holes, nostrils and mouth, whatever. You know what I mean? The virus transmits that way, spreads through that. That's how you get it, and that's how you spread it. So fucking cover up the delivery and entry points. That just makes sense. If you have like a leak, you cover it up. Because you don't want that shit coming into your house. That's what COVID is. It's a leak. You don't want it coming into your house. No, that's a terrible analogy. That was dumb. But let's just go into a relationship advice. Okay, I think this one is relatable for me. Because throughout this pandemic, well, I'll just go into it. So my family and even my school teacher told me I'm punching above my weight in my relationship. 18-year-old man. Wait, punching above my weight. What does that mean? Oh, I thought he was talking about he gained weight. I was like, damn, like in this pandemic I've gained like 30 pounds. But no, I can't relate to this. Let me see. My family, my school your teacher told you that she's out of your league? So I thought I was a decent looking guy previous to my relationship, even though I don't have much confidence, until everyone around me started to tell me I'm punching above my weight with my girlfriend. Of course, she's extremely attractive and much more attractive than me. My family have told me on a large number of occasions, hell, even my school teacher told me I was. She's seen me go on a walk with my girlfriend. Okay, this is resulting to a lot of insecurities. I'm starting to tell myself I'm not good enough for my girlfriend, etc. Any advice would be appreciated. Yeah, I think a lot of guys go through that insecurity in relationships, but they're not all told that they're punching above their weight or that their girlfriend or significant other is out of their league. That is really gonna fuck with you mentally. Wow. Yeah, my mom used to do that, and I don't think she hasn't done it with this current relationship, but she's always been like, I don't see why anyone would want to be with you, and I just kind of sit there and take it, and I'm like, wow, well, I guess I suck. So every girl I've ever dated, in my mind, has always been out of my league. So I get where you're coming from. I do. I also lack that confidence. And dude, if my school teacher was telling me that, I would never go outside again. I would never come to school. I would drop the class. I'd be like, fuck this. I can never face these people again. So maybe I'm not the best for advice here, but I've also you're 18 and I'm gonna be 25 in a month, so maybe I do have more experience under my belt when it comes to these sorts of things. Um, you can't, and this is easier said than done, but you have to ignore what other people say because they don't see in you what your girlfriend sees in you. And she, even though you may think and they think that she's prettier than you or whatever, it's about what she likes about you and why she chose you when she could have anyone else. If you think you're not that great, then why did she pick you? Why is she with you? Why does she like you? You know, people are gonna be jealous. They're gonna be a dicks to you like that and make you feel bad because they themselves feel shitty about themselves. And then they project that onto you. That's most of the world's problems are that way. And you just if you can remember that and tell yourself that enough times and work out your insecurities maybe in therapy or find some sort of hobby or activity that you're good at that will give you confidence in yourself being like, hey, I'm good at this thing, and that will help you feel, some more self-worth, like, hey, I have this that I can do, so that makes me like not important or relevant, but like that makes me somebody, that gives me worth. And it's more important that you feel like you have that worth for yourself, not for anyone else, otherwise it's not authentic. So I mean that's what I have to say about that. Um, you gotta, yeah. I promote. I sound like Ted Cruz. I sound like I promote a bit. I promote therapy a lot. Like I think everyone should go to therapy. It's really important, and it will help you tune out what these idiots are saying to you. So that's my advice, and I'm gonna close it out with that. It's been a long episode, man. That was fun. That was really fun, but I have to go to therapy now, or in a little bit. I gotta edit this, then go to therapy, then do some homework, then go to class. It's a whole thing. But thank you. Thank you for listening to the Short News Podcast. I'm Alex Mador. I love you very much, and I will see you in a couple of days. Stay safe. Stay cool. All right, peace.
It's really that time of year, and your team might finally do it. Or if you're a Rams fan, you might just want to book the trip now. This year, Super Bowl 56 is in Los Angeles at SoFi Stadium, February 13th. You can scour resellers to buy an overpriced ticket closer to the day, or you can lock in the Super Bowl experience of a lifetime now with our friends at On Location. True 50-yard line seats, only available with On Location. An invite to celebrate on the field with the champs. On Location, yes. You want to craft a perfect confetti angel like I did? Go to the game, with On Location, and it's not just about gameplay. From dinner with NFL legend Marcus Allen to pre-game parties featuring acoustic sets for Wyclef, the official hospitality partner of the NFL is offering the most exclusive ticket packages available. Want to know how? Visit onlocationexp.com/SB56 or search Super Bowl On Location. That's right. Search Super Bowl On Location. Make the trip of a lifetime. It's your shot. Take it.